the host, the founder of Mobile Tech Podcast, a weekly podcast covering all things mobile. She is the founder of Tank Girl Media, a consulting firm specializing in product validation and media strategy for startups and large consumer tech companies. Miriam, you've met her before because she is a winner. Come on up and introduce our next finalist. Great to see you.
Thanks, Jen.
Great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Jennifer Jolly, everyone. Let's see. We've got, I was at Engadget a while back as a journalist, and in those days, we did a lot, in the early days of smart devices, right? We did a lot of smart devices when it was like, oh my God, your kettle has Wi-Fi and tells you when the water's boiling. Yes, right? Now we're kind of like, oh, whatever. So when I see a smart device out there that kind of breaks that mold and is more exciting, that makes me happy. And this one coming up is one of those. Another thing is, before I actually was a journalist, I made video games. I was an engineer, a developer. And when I made video games, one day I got a call from someone in my home, and they said, hey, there is a waterfall through the kitchen doorway. That's not a good thing, right? Like when you hear that, you're like, a waterfall? I'm like, what are you talking about? Water is falling through the doorway from above. That's not good. Another one, and probably you heard people say before, is like, your neighbors call you while you're on vacation. Hey, your pipes burst. There's water everywhere in your yard. So these are kind of two examples of kind of a nightmare scenario if you're a homeowner or a renter. And this is what Phyn Smart Water Assistant solves. This is a product that was designed by, engineered by a Finnish plumbing company, and that is in partnership with Belkin. And so I want to introduce Jason Rothensall and Marielle Devisa up on stage to talk about the Phyn Smart Water Assistant.
Thank you so much. We're super excited to be here. So like Miriam said, how many out there have ever had a water leak or know of someone who has a water leak? It's a terrible experience, right? You don't want to go through it again. And so we're going to talk about how you can prevent that. With the clicker, one back, please. So we waste over 1 trillion gallons of water every year. And every homeowner, about 10% of your water use is lost to leaks. And that's about 10,000 gallons a year. So it's not a question of if you've had a leak, it's a question of when you're going to have a leak. About 2% of all homeowners every year have a leak. That cost is upwards of $10,000. We have some instances where it's over $1 million. You're gonna have to deal with contractors, with mold, with terrible things. Well, we want to avoid you having to do that. And you can save the environment at the same time. So what's kind of scary is that 2 out of every 3 people face a shortage of clean water. And so we have a device that can help you avoid having to deal with that and save the planet at the same time. So Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about a product?
Sure. So this is the Phyn Smart Water Assistant. It's a DIY install, so you can do it yourself. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is hook up the Phyn's 2 sensors to your hot and cold water lines under any sink in your home. And the great thing about this, it takes 15 minutes. You don't need any plumber. And you only need one in your entire home to monitor for leaks anywhere in your house and to tell you how much water each of the fixtures in your house is using. We're really proud of it. It's a great device.
And so next, like Jason said, it's a single product, does your whole home, but what's really exciting is it tells you not only how you're using your water, but what you're using your water with. Crazy, I know. So it'll tell you, are you using a shower? Are you using a toilet? But not only that you're using a shower, you have the ability to say you're using your upstairs shower or your guest shower. So it really starts to give you insights and make you smarter about how you're using your water. We also tell you about leaks. So when you have that terrible feeling, you're here at CES, you're like, is my home safe? We could tell you. It's all app-based. And we could also tell you about freeze warnings. So having that fear that something is going to blow up, terrible. You don't have to deal with that. Loads of machine learning and AI in the background that helps us do that. So with that, let's walk through the app so we can show you what that experience is like. So you'll see when you log in, it's gonna give you a warning. Hi, Jason, everything is looking great, which is fantastic. In the activity monitor, when you drop that down, you'll be able to see what the pressure is in your house, what the temperature is. Pressure, really important. Most people don't know. If you have high pressure in your city, in your neighborhood, you're adding super stress into your house. We can tell you and avoid those damages. It'll also tell you when we go into the next one, plumbing check, which will give you insights about what's happening. You can know, guaranteed, that your pipes are tight. You can see what your pipe started at the start of the test and what it ended at. If there's no decay, then that means you have a tight system. The next, we can go into and see Water Use Plus, which will give you some insights about not only how much water you're using in the whole month, but you get that detail day by day. And when you click into the day, you also can get that comparison to how you're doing to your neighbors, so you can get that competitive edge going. You can see how many, if you want, I don't know. But here you can see how many gallons you've used, but how you've used that. So you can see by the summary by type, and when you go into the actual events, you'll not only see what happened, when it happened, and how much it happened. So again, giving you insight. So from the morning, you can wake up at 6 o'clock, you flush the toilet, that was 1.2 gallons, you will then use the sink. So a lot of great insights, and again, helps you get smarter. So you can click on each of these events, and you can confirm that what the system said it was. You can say, yup, you were right, that's what it was. And if not, you can go ahead and change it. So very interactive, that you can make the system smarter, and you can be part of that whole process. So we're Phyn, we're really excited. We're helping the world save water, one drop at a time. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me just make sure that I got this straight. So it tips you off if there's a leak, but then it also tells you how much water you're using on any given day and how to ease back on water. Am I capturing that correctly?
That's right.
So because it's not just an insurance program for if you get a leak.
That's right. And so it makes you smarter. So from an insurance side, there are some carriers that just by knowing what you're doing in your water makes your home safer, so you can get some insurance savings. And then also you can be smarter. We get husbands and wives that are like, no, you take a longer shower. No, you take a longer shower. And so
I'm pretty sure you've met us. and if you live in California, if you live in a place where water's really expensive, that one little leak, to Miriam's point, can, we had a $700 water bill once. Out now and price?
Out now, you can get it at Best Buy or Phyn.com, $299 price point.
Okay, thank you so much.